All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily video on Bitcoin. I'll cover a little bit of Ethereum, even though it's kind of boring, and I will cover Solana in this video as well. All right, so yesterday when I was making the video, I talked about this descending channel that Bitcoin was in, and that we were just grinding down slowly within a descending channel. I talked about this support level really needing to hold. It was our value area high of our big range since November 11th to present day. Our anchored VWAP from the 89K lows was around there, and it was also a 786 there. Now, we did get a first initial good reaction off of that, bounced up to the midline here. We did reject from that midline, but we just continued the grind down, hit the midline a couple times, hit the VWAP, rejected. We came to the bottom, so we almost had like a liquidity grab or a kind of failed auction type price action down here. But the last time we touched into the bottom of the channel here, we got a little pump up to the midline, and then in this area here we were starting to make some local bullish CVD absorption, and so that gave me a signal that okay, we might go higher, at least to the top of the channel, if not to at least to the VWAP, if not to the VWAP, the top of the channel. We did get the push up. You can see we kind of had our first rejection from the VWAP here, came back and back tested the midline now as support. And then this is when we got our huge short squeeze that happened. We got a huge short squeeze all the way up to the anchored VWAP here. Actually, even went higher than the anchored VWAP, but really couldn't really hold above it. And then we just got a dump right back down. Now, the reason we got a dump right back down, because in a short squeeze is shorters getting stopped out or liquidated. It's not new positions opening that are pushing the price up. It's old positions that are already open that are getting either stopped out or liquidated if they didn't set a stop loss. And we can tell this was a short squeeze because if we go into our open interest here, and you can see this push up that we had here, you can see the open interest has been, or actually it's this push up, excuse me, this push up here, you can see the open interest is going down aggressively the entire time. So really it wasn't new positions that were opening, pushing the price up. It was positions getting stopped or closed out, which is a market buy, and that caused the price to push up. Now, in the price push up here, actually, well, was it this one? Yeah, it was this one here. Okay, so we did still have the short squeeze here. You can see the short squeeze down. Now, anytime you see a short squeeze, if new positions don't come in to sustain and support the price, you will see it just drop right back down. So if we go back to the chart, we got that short squeeze happen. No new positions came in to hold us up, and we dropped right back down. But what we did is we dropped down to bullishly backtest that descending channel that we broke. So we came down here, bullishly backtested the channel, and then rose back up and made a new high. Now, the reason we rejected here from this high, if we do a Fibonacci pull here, let me zoom out on this and let's look at this. Let's go to the hour chart here, and we just take a Fibonacci pull from the highs of the channel to the lows of the channel. You can see our 886 was here. So we rejected from the 886. Anytime you reject from an 886, eventually you're going to come take these highs. Now we do have that same problem here down here as well. So we're in a bit of a conundrum. We're in like a consolidation triangle that looks like it's forming. Now, Bitcoin rejected from the 886. We came back down a second time to bullishly backtest the breakout of the descending channel. You can see we backtested it to the dollar, and then we pumped up once again just a couple hours ago to the anchored VWAP. And this anchored VWAP here, this is the anchored VWAP from the all-time high. And this anchored VWAP is kind of holding us down overall. We did see a little bit of price action above it here, but overall, the anchored VWAP is acting as a bigger resistance for us now that we're below it. And what we really want to see is us get above this anchored VWAP, close like a 4-hourly or more above it, maybe even come back and back test it after that, and then we could continue higher. But until we break this anchored VWAP, this is going to act as a resistance for us. Same with our regular VWAP. You can see it's kind of acting as resistance for the day as well. All right, so Bitcoin is just continuing this range that we're in here. We can also do a range pull here of this local price action here. You can see that it's also our value area high where we rejected. So it was our value area high, 886 in confluence, rejected from that, got a dump back down to the value area low, also back tested our channel to the dollar, got to pump up to the anchor VWAP close to our point of control, and now we're just consolidating here. We could be forming some sort of triangle pattern here, which is a corrective pattern that forms in a corrective wave, and I do expect this to continue higher, but we might come down. It oftentimes in these kind of retail patterns, you can sweep the liquidity of both the lows and the highs before you make your real move. So we need to watch out for that. But right now, if we do a trend kind of like this here from the last lows, you can see we have our trend here. And then on this one, it's not as nice because we made the other high, but I would say let's do it from here. And we're just kind of forming a triangle consolidation pattern. Now, consolidation, symmetrical triangles, a lot of people say they have a 50% chance to break up, 50% chance to break down. But actually, it's not the case. If you pump into a consolidation pattern, you're more likely to pump out of the consolidation pattern. So it actually boosts it to about like 62%. So we have a 62% chance to bust out of this consolidation pattern to the upside because we pumped into it. It's really a continuation pattern, a correction that's a continuation pattern before another move to the upside. Above us, we still got our resistance above us. It's our 786, our naked daily point of control, and our pitchfork midline is all in this box here, and another 886. That 886 is from these highs here, the all-time high, down to the lows that we made of the descending channel. Or no, these lows, excuse me. It's these lows. Yeah. So from high to low of this move, our 886 is in this box of resistance. Pitchfork midline, naked daily point of control, 786 is also at the bottom of the box. So if we go like this, we take the 786. It's a little bit below that. We actually already tapped into our 786 here. No, we didn't. We front ran it. That's right. So it's, but I would say the 886, because of our naked daily point of control and our pitchfork midline, is a bit more important than the 786 here. So we've got this 886 that we tapped into. Now we're just seeing a push back down. Let's pull this range again, and let's look at this range and see if we see anything here in particular. So I really would like us to hold this value area low here. We could do a Fibonacci pull from the lows here of the channel, the descending channel, to the highs, and let's pull it over, and let's look at our 786. And our 786 is around our value area low. So we really don't want to break this 786 value area low area, or we could come down lower. Now, if this is a consolidation pattern, oftentimes you hit off 886s. So our 886 would be down there at the trend line lows of this kind of triangle trend line, and it would be another back test of this channel. But this channel is no longer as relevant as it was because we've back tested it twice now. We've bounced from it twice, so a third back test of it is not as bullish as I would like to see. So I'm going to get rid of that channel. We're going to get rid of this box now because we've already hit into it. We also have our all-time highs that are, depending on time-wise, if it takes a while, our all-time highs could be aligning with this pitchfork midline. If we chop over the weekend, kind of just continue in this triangle pattern over the weekend, maybe on let's Monday or so, Sunday or Monday, you can see the channel midline is about 1096, and that's about our all-time highs here as well. 1093, 1094 is our all-time high. So that is a possibility to just continue to range over the weekend and then make a move up to SFP, the all-time high, into the channel midline, and then see the dump down, maybe dump down to take these lows here. We would also have our pitchfork band of support around there. Actually, over the weekend, if it did range that long, our pitchfork band of support would be above that. So this pitchfork band of support is rising pretty fast here. Let's see. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday here, Monday, Tuesday. The lows of our pitchfork are quite a bit lower than this SFP, so I don't know if I'd be looking for that SFP into the bottom of the pitchfork. But yeah, Bitcoin is just consolidating, continuing to consolidate in range. We can look at the range. We can play the range. So anytime we come up to the value area high, if we see bearish divergences, we can look for shorts with a stop above the the next local high. Anytime we come down to the lows, we can look for longs with our stops below the lows, the local lows. That's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Our liquidity on Bitcoin here, if we go to our liquidity heat map here, let me refresh this. And let's look at our Model 2. Over the last 48 hours, let's go to the last 48 hours here. You can see we do have our liquidity below those channel lows, the bounce from the bottom of the descending channel we made early this morning. We do have liquidity below there, but we also have some liquidity that's up above the highs that we made earlier today. So really, like I said, on these consolidation patterns, oftentimes the market makers will come take the liquidity on both sides before making the real move. So we just need to watch the local range and play this local range. You can play SFPs of the lows on both the lows and the highs. Let's go to our Model 1 and let's look at very local 24-hour price action just today. So it looks like the majority of the liquidity resting here is above that 886 high, the second 886 high that we have here, which is right at the value area high here. So if we take this, if we come up to the value area high, we SFP this here, we could maybe into our naked daily point of control, we could look for a drop from there as well. We still have the same bigger supports below us, the same bigger resistances above us. Let's turn on this pitchfork. Okay, that pitchfork is no longer valid. I mean, we could change this to a skiff pitchfork, and let's look at that. Now, all right. Let's get rid of that. That's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Ranging. We're going into the weekend. Tomorrow is a Friday. We could see some price action tomorrow, but really, if we continue to range through all of Friday, I expect this range to continue through the weekend and then make a move on Monday. Let's go into Ethereum. Ethereum's kind of doing the same thing here. We're just continuing to consolidate within this range. We did see a little bit of a pump earlier today here on Ethereum, though. Ethereum was in this descending channel type price action, same as Bitcoin. We are starting to form a little bit of a trend here that we could be looking at with Ethereum that we don't want to. We keep making higher lows just barely here. So if we do come down to this area and it looks like it's going to hold again, you could look for a long with your stop right below the next local low here. Let's do a Fibonacci pull here from the last big high on Ethereum down to these lows here. Now, our 886 is right around the pitchfork band of support here. Let's go to our golden pocket. Okay, looks like that's kind of where we're rejecting from now. We did front run it just barely here, but it looks like we're seeing a local rejection from a golden pocket area. We can also do a range pull of just this kind of sideways price action here. And yeah, it's also our value area high. So our value area high golden pocket is rejecting us now. That would actually be a nice short to look into. I believe Solana had a local golden pocket value area high confluence. But look at our value area low is in confluence kind of with this trend line of support here. Point of control did reject us here. We were able to hold the value area low. You hold the value area low, you pump to the value area high. So we can continue to trade this range as well. We could also pull a smaller range here. If we don't want to look at this last part of this kind of crash here, we can pull it from this sideways price action here. Pretty much the same levels. And then also just very, very locally, we can pull it after, I would say, from here. And that's pretty much the same exact levels as well. Our value area low is a little bit higher, which aligns nicely with this little trend line that we're seeing of higher lows. All right, let's actually go back to Bitcoin real quick and look at the oscillator. Money flow is starting to come out pretty aggressive here on the 1 hour chart. Makes me think we might see a move down. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Okay. If we do take these local lows here, we could possibly form bull divs on the 15-minute if we make a higher low momentum wave here, because we are seeing, well, we were seeing bullish divs through here. You could see higher lows, higher lows in the momentum waves, lower lows in the price action. So that was giving us some bullish divs. We also have very local bullish absorption between these two lows here. That allowed us to see the start of the push up. And then once we broke the channel, we saw a short squeeze. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. All right, so 4-hour chart, money flow was curving up, but it's now starting to kind of roll over again. And it also looks like our momentum wave is starting to kind of roll over as well. So we might see a little bit of a drop here, just a consolidation drop, maybe to the value area low, maybe to come take these lows here. Just we need to keep an eye on that. Now, one thing I am concerned about, you guys, this is we have confirmed our third drive of bearish div on the daily. So this is the reason why I'm really looking for a swing failure pattern of the all-time high to work out to get a much bigger drop to the downside. You can see here, really high momentum wave. Higher high in the price action through here, lower highs in the momentum waves through here. So that's one drive of bearish div. Another higher high between these two highs here, another lower high in the momentum wave. 3 drives of bearish div. You can see our money flow is just continually grinding out on the daily. This really makes me think that if we come up and take SFP these highs again, maybe on Monday or Tuesday of next week, it would really be nice to look for a short there with these 3 drives of bearish div. Let me check one more thing out. Let's see this one here. Okay, let's get rid of that one again. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Let's go back to Ethereum here. Now, Ethereum on the daily is not seeing the bearish divergences that Bitcoin is. Actually, we were seeing lower lows on the price action between these two lows, higher lows on the momentum waves. So we were seeing a daily bull div on Ethereum, and then we just confirmed a green dot trigger wave here for our, it's not a lower low on the price action, it's a higher low, but it's called the trigger wave. So after you see a bullish divergence, if you see a trigger wave, that can tell us that Ethereum might pump a little bit more, or it's stronger looking than Bitcoin. Let me say that much. Money flow also looks like it's starting to kind of flatten out. Maybe we can see another curve up, even if it is to make a higher low momentum wave in the money flow before continuing down. If Bitcoin drops hard, then Ethereum's going to follow it. But Ethereum still has our same supports and our same resistances above. Our major support level is this level here, the same, 2875 really to that 2750-ish area. And then locally above us, let's zoom in on the 4-hour chart. So our momentum wave is bottomed out. We did see a push up from that green dot on the 4-hour. We just pushed up into the golden pocket. So if we can get above this golden pocket, locally, I still do think this resistance is going to be a decent resistance here. We've got our value area high of a smaller range. We've got our swing failure pattern of these highs here. We've got our pitchfork band that's there, our daily, and the channel, the big pink channel here, the bigger, much bigger descending channel that we're seeing here on Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, Ethereum. So that 3472 area, 3472 to about 3450-ish is going to be a first resistance that we'd want to be looking at. Of course, we got this box here. We've got these boxes up here. I've went through this in past videos. None of that has changed. Let's go to the 2-hour chart. All right, so 2-hour chart, we are starting to look like this momentum wave is curving over, and then our money flow looks like it's starting to come back out here, just with this rejection from the golden pocket. Also, it looks like this momentum wave could be another lower high momentum wave. You can see. Now, it's not bearish div because we're not making higher highs, but it's just lower high momentum waves through all of this. Pretty much trigger waves, lower high momentum waves as money flows may be coming out again. So that's a bit concerning to see move down. 1-hour chart here. Yeah, money flow does look like it could start rolling over again and getting a dump down. Our momentum wave looks like it's topping out. We could see it start to roll over. 15-minute here. Money flow has been decreasing quite a bit through this. Oh, this is 15-second. I'm sorry. 15-minute. All right. All right, so we did see 15-minute bear divs into the golden pocket and the value area high of the range. You can see higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves, money flow topping out into a golden pocket, into a value area high. So what this is telling me, we can make a move down, maybe to these lows down here, to our value area low. Our point of control is probably close to our golden pocket here. You can also see the VWAP close right here when the VWAP closed and snapped to the new day's price action. Our VWAP closes around the golden pocket. Let's zoom back out on the 2-hour chart and let's do a range pull here to check this out. Okay, point of control is a bit higher for that range. Let's look at our more local range here. I would say like this price action here. Okay, point of control is higher, so there's no confluence there. All right, so it looks like we're trying to lose the point of control now. If we lose the point of control, really, I think the value area low is what to look for. Our 786 is probably, yeah, pretty close to that value area low. So 786 value area low at 32.27 to about, what is that, 32.15, 32.17 is our very, very local support. If we're just going to continue to consolidate and reject from value area high, pump from value area low, reject from value area high, we could just continue to do something like that over the day, maybe see a small move tomorrow, and then the weekend I expect more sideways price action here. I do feel, guys, like because Trump just got in as the US president, a lot of people are just waiting for him to talk about Bitcoin or waiting for him to say something about the crypto industry. So I feel like we're kind of in this indecisive price action here. We're seeing a lot of volatility. Anytime Trump speaks live, we'll see the short squeeze pump, but then we'll get a dump right afterwards if he doesn't actually mention Bitcoin. So it does feel like we're in this wait and see kind of price action here. Is he gonna keep his promise and uh, start doing things for the crypto industry, or is he going to put that on the back burner? So I think a lot of people are just anxious about what's going to happen with this new administration. Now, I know that's not technical analysis, and we go by technical analysis first and foremost, but we do have to incorporate real world fundamentals into our day to day trading. That's why news events do matter, because we see pumps and dumps off important news events. All right, so that's it for Ethereum. Let's go into Solana. Now, Solana is making, let me clean this chart up just a bit here. And let me go here. Let's go to the golden pocket only. So Solana is continuing to kind of start to form a range too, but we are in this nice descending channel here. I think I talked about this descending channel yesterday. There's a couple things that we can look at here. So let me get rid of this small range real quick. We do have our channel midline, depending on how long it takes. Maybe we pump up to this golden pocket, which would be in confluence with the top of the channel. If it takes us a few hours to pump up here, hit into the top of this channel, we could see a rejection down to swing fail these lows into our channel midline, and also our red pitchfork midline is around that area as well. I still think it's likely. You can see I have an alert here because I'm really waiting for this trade. If we confirm the swing failure pattern into this pitchfork midline and the channel midline, I will be looking for a long if it confirms. Now, on the other hand, if we hit into this golden pocket, now this golden pocket pulls just from this high to the lows that we made at the beginning of the day. You can see our golden pocket is aligning pretty closely and pretty nicely with the resistance of the channel. And if we just continue to kind of chop in this for a few days until our much bigger support level here, then we could see that happen. If we do a fixed range volume profile pull of just like the price action within the channel, that's a kind of our range that we're forming. You can see we're at the point of control right now. Now our value area high is closer to our 786, And if we pumped up really quickly, our 786 and our value area highs at the top of this channel, I did talk about this in the Discord today, where this is an area where I'm going to be looking for take profits, and also I'm going to be looking for shorts if we see local bearish divergence. So because we'd have to look on really the 15-minute and under for the bearish divs. All right, now we can look at our just much smaller range. We are also forming a much smaller range. So if we zoom in onto the 15-minute chart and we look at just this local price action here, we can analyze that. So let's go do a range pull from like the lows that were created here. The last time we touched into the bottom of the channel, we've been kind of going sideways since then. You can see our value area high is right around this area as well. The golden pocket, 786. So let's change this back to the golden pocket. You can see our golden pocket's at the value area high here. And we're at our point of control now. We're trying to break this, but you can see every time we come up to this point of control, we're seeing a little bit of wicks past it, but we're really struggling to actually break this point of control. It was support through all of this. Now it's acting as a resistance. Now that we broke it to the downside, you can see we bounced from our value area low a couple times here. And so we might just continue to see the same rangy type of price action that Bitcoin and Ethereum are facing as well. So what do? Trade the range until it breaks. So if we come up to this golden pocket with and value area high at the top of the channel, we see local bearish divs. Look for a short, take it down to the value area low. Look for longs at the value area lows, swing failure patterns of the lows. We can look for those. You can look for just the very local swing failure pattern of this low here into the value area low. Eventually, I do think this channel will break to the upside, but we need to wait, because if Bitcoin does not, if we don't see it with Bitcoin, then we're not going to see it with, if we don't see Bitcoin kind of make a decision, we're probably not going to see alts either. We do have some, we did see, no, we're not seeing local bearish div. Okay, so this doesn't look as bearish as Ethereum does, because you can see this is a higher momentum wave than this one, but that low is not, or that high is not higher than this one here. We also have this in between, so that kind of invalidates the 15-minute bear divs. Money flow looks a lot nicer too on Solana. Look how money flow is curving up steadily here. Really, we need to get above this point of control. If we can't get above this point of control, we're just going to continue to range. We can look for the value area low. I still like this bigger level around 229 to 229, 225-ish. And then we also have semi-equal highs here, the swing failure pattern at 273. We have our high that's right below it, so we have twice the liquidity up there. We can look for the swing failure pattern of this high. Let's zoom out here onto the 2-hour chart, and let's analyze this actually. So we can do a Fibonacci pull from the last highs of the channel to our current lows that we made earlier today. And yeah, look at our golden pockets right there as well. So our bigger golden pocket is right around these highs. So a swing failure pattern of these two double semi-equal highs here, right above. Now we did hit into this golden pocket already yesterday. That's what this high was. That's what I was going over live with some people in the Discord. So it's not going to be as important if it was fresh, but we do have that there. Really, the 786 now, closer to the pitchfork band, is what we're going to be wanting to watch for local. That is kind of far away for an SFP, but we've seen big wicks like this before. And then, of course, to the even higher to the upside, around 295, we have our swing failure pattern of this high into our pitchfork band. The top of the pitchfork band is up here, so a swing failure pattern of that to about, what is that, $300, $301 would be really nice to see that. That could also be a fake breakout, like a breakout of this channel up to these highs, take the liquidity, and then just move back down. If we do that before taking these lows, then I'll definitely be looking for that, because we want to really take these lows, because we hit into the 886 here. We got so close to it, but didn't do it. So we have twice the liquidity resting down here to be taken as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Ethereum, or for Solana as well. You can see Solana money flow is on higher time frames, is starting to come out pretty, it's been coming out pretty aggressively during this descending channel, but it does look like it's starting to flatten out and maybe even curve up a little bit here on the 2-hour. So money flow is definitely more bullish on Solana than it is on Ethereum and Bitcoin right now. It does seem to be holding up a little bit better than those two. Let's go to our 4-hour chart. Yeah, money flow looks pretty strong on the 4-hour overall. Just really from this at this bottom here into the pitchfork band, you can see money flow's kind of been consistently rising since then. But it is looking kind of toppy here. Maybe we get one more push up into this golden pocket. If we push up into that golden pocket, I will be looking for shorts if we see proper confirmations. And so you're going to want to look at 15-minute and under bear divs. Money flow starting to top out or decrease. Daily chart here. Let's go to the daily. We do have a new daily level that's up here. Do we tap into that yet? I don't think so. Let's mark that out and let's check it out. So our new daily here. Nope, we haven't touched that yet. All right, let's zoom in on this. We also have a daily down here as well that we front ran. So let's mark that out real quick. Daily. Okay. Daily momentum wave is looking pretty toppy though, guys. No bear divs on the daily though. That's nice to see. I mean, there is bear divs between here, this high here, and the new high. We do have bear divs. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves. It's not a triple drive like Bitcoin is seeing. But really, if you look on the daily too, this does look like the Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern is what Jason calls that. I'm sorry. So we have our money flow is decreasing, and we have these higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves, money flow coming down from the high of that momentum wave, continually making continuing lower. So we might see that bearish SBF man boob pattern play out. I would like to come up to take these highs before that happens. It's still a possibility if we push up there in the next couple days pretty quickly. And that would align nicely with Bitcoin swing fail patterning the all-time high and then seeing the bigger dump. Because you got to remember on the daily chart, it could take multiple daily candles, like a week, for this really to really confirm and start to roll over. All right, now let's zoom back in onto the 1-hour chart and let's look at these new dailies that we just marked out. So one daily is aligning with the value area low. That is now a support level we need to be watching. It's also our lows from earlier today. So we're going to, and we didn't actually hit the daily. Actually, we did here, but was that before? Let me go back to the daily. All right. So we did hit into this daily, it looks like, actually. Pretty much. All right. So that daily is aligning with the value area low, but it has been tapped. And then we have this daily up above us here. They just confirmed about 55 minutes ago, so it's still fresh. That is around that 886. Now that 886 we've already tapped into as well, but we can just kind of watch it. Pretty much that's it for Solana as well, though. Not much going on. Consolidation patterns here. The market's kind of in a pause, waiting to see what's going to happen. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Thank you for tuning in. I do have a few more days, 2 more days on the MEXC campaign. If you deposit $100, you'll get $20 free to trade with. 20% bonus on your deposit. That's a pretty good bonus. You can also earn up to $300 in futures trading. And then if you got anything out of this video, please like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer some questions, or comment some alts if you want me to look at some alts. Have a good day, everyone.